What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 861st edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity, sexism, discrimination, hate speech, and small bleep energy. It is within the 2-minute mark, so I can't use that as long as I'm getting right to the point. I may at some point in time say that without the bleep. It is Friday, June the 10th of 2022. It is good to have you guys in today. As always, we are streaming live simultaneously to Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, DLive, Rumble, and of course in crystal clear high-resolution 4K to Sharpe stream, which can be downloaded for free on Android or iOS. So however you're watching, wherever you're watching from, thank you for making the Sharpe Reality Live a part of your daily routine. I'm not going to waste any time, guys. Let's get right into it. Wait a minute. There we go. I'm sorry about that. Okay, there we go. All right, perfect. We're gonna get right in. We're gonna get right into it. Give me a second here. Hold on. There we go. My apologies for that, guys. Oh, whoa, wait a minute. I'm all over the place. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Okay, there we go. Whew. Had to get through that. Had to get through that. Thank you guys for your patience. Most men in this community know and understand that how important this community is. You guys know how important it is, right? The RP space has really helped a lot of men live better lives. We've helped awake men up to what's really going on out here in the dating market. And a few of us have even saved lives. Now, off the top of my head, Terrence Pop and Rollo Tomasi, in my mind, have probably saved the most lives of any other content creator out there. These guys have saved more men than we realize or acknowledge. And these two continue to save lives to this day. The RP community has represented a paradigm shift in the mindset of a lot of Western men. Each and every day, more and more men are waking up and acting accordingly in relationships of varying degrees. They're getting their physical fitness in order. They're getting their finances in order. They're improving themselves. They're doing everything in every way possible. They're improving themselves in every way possible, quantifiably or otherwise. However, there is a pervasive problem that arises as a result of guys like myself delivering our message almost, dare I say, too good? And that problem is Crimson Capsule overdose. Now, a lot of you guys might be thinking, wait a minute, Donovan. Hold on a second there. Hold on. How can you overdose on the Crimson Capsule? Aren't the ideas espoused in this community supposed to be helpful? Well, the answer to that second question is yes, our ideas are very helpful. However, a lot of men who find this corner of the internet do end up overdosing on this content. No, I don't mean they watch too much of it, because you can never consume too much RP. It is extremely important to consume this content as often as possible and as consistently as possible so one can avoid backsliding, so to speak. But a lot of men in our community suffer from what we call RP masturbation. That is, they watch Crimson Capsule content all day, every day, but they never take action. And if you consume enough of even this brand of content and don't really start making progress or changes, eventually you're going to watch enough of it to jade you to the point of not wanting to do anything about your current station in life. That's just the way of it. We're starting to see this in action as one of the fastest growing downsides of our community. Most men take what we say to heart and apply it accordingly, but there is also a percentage of men who are simply unable to break out of the anger phase. They're unable to get past the rage and frustration that comes with the discovery that they have been mentally castrated by the culture really since birth. Now, keep in mind, I want you guys to keep in mind, the anger phase is perfectly normal. Most guys who find the Crimson Capsule do go through the anger phase. When a man really starts to think back on his interactions with the women in his life, the women he's been romantically involved with or otherwise, it is perfectly natural to experience a little bit of fury when you first find this content. Your mother told you that girls are made of sugar, spice, and everything nice, but now you know otherwise. Thinking back on your negative experiences with women, you begin to realize that not only did the women you were romantically involved with mislead, mistreat, and cheat on you, you now know that your mothers, your sisters, your aunts, even your grandmothers also sold you a bad bill of goods. Guys, that kind of realization, that has the potential to cause any man to brood in anger for a good long while. But at some point, as a man, you have to move on. No, it's not easy to let go of the animosity you feel towards your ex-girlfriends, ex-wives, and the women related to you. But in order for a man to grow and mature mentally, it is absolutely paramount that you move past this phase of your Crimson Capsule renaissance. Because if you don't, you run the risk of stagnating and eventually ending up worse off than you were before you found this community. Listen, it's one thing to be a frustrated man looking for answers. It is quite another for a man to have found the answers but is still angry. There's so many men who have overdosed on the Crimson Capsule and don't even know it. So what I'm going to do, Dr. Sharpe, Dr. Donovan, I'm going to give you guys a few symptoms that you or someone you know either are or are close to falling into the OD category of this community. Symptom number 1. It is all you talk about. Trust me when I tell you guys, I understand how tempting it is to evangelize the Crimson Capsule, especially when you first find it. And while this is perfectly natural, as people love to share their stories of mental transformation and discovery, most of us pretty quickly find out that discussing this with, quote, civilians is useless at best, dangerous at worst. But a lot of guys simply cannot stop talking about this stuff even after negative consequences. Back when I lived in Vegas, a really good friend of mine went to drug and alcohol rehab, and the one thing he told me about his experience really resonated with me. He said, Donovan, what I learned in rehab was that when something you're doing affects you negatively, but you still can't stop doing it, you have a problem. And my buddy was right. Alcohol and drugs cost him his job. Alcohol and drugs cost him his wife. Alcohol and drugs cost him his family. And eventually his addiction cost him his home. And all the while his life is crashing down around him, he continued to drink and do drugs, even though he could see it dismantling his life. Make no mistake, the Crimson Capsule saves and improves lives, guys. There's no doubt about that. But when all you do all day is talk about hypergamy and branchling to your friends and family and coworkers, you're going to get a lot of pushback. And rather just living your life and working on yourself and letting your actions do the talking, you're more interested in talking about theories rather than actually doing things. Now, don't get me wrong here, guys. I'm not saying that you should keep your mouth shut at all times. If someone asks you a question about dating and relationships here in 2022, there is a way to make your point without coming off as a zealot. After all, you may actually, influence someone to Google search or look up the Rational Male and maybe their lives will change. But when every conversation you have with anyone on or offline is initiated by you telling them, dude, I'm so sick of dealing with modern women. Their hypergamy is out of control. You may be suffering from Crimson Capsule overdose. Symptom number 2, you argue with like-minded men. One of the great things about this community is its diversity. Right, we've got guys as young as Steph is Cold, all the way to guys as old as the late, great Kevin Samuels. We're racially diverse. We all come from different walks of life. The list goes on and on and on. Now, diversity breeds different ideas and or opinions on some of the same topics, right? For example, Coach Greg Adams is a strong proponent of never cohabitating with a woman, while guys like myself and Rollo acknowledge that even though cohabitation does come with risks, there are rewards and advantages to be had, so long as the foundation is laid correctly and your Crimson Capsule awareness is always front and center. But if you're a content creator or a content consumer who's always splitting hairs about the minuscule differences in one's line of thinking, then arguing with whoever is around, you might be suffering from Crimson Capsule overdose. Now, I want to make this clear. There is absolutely nothing wrong with spirited discussions about our differences in approach. These discussions make the community stronger, and it gives all involved added dimension to their own line of thinking. It is extremely important for men to exchange ideas with one another, even if they do not agree on some of the elements they're talking about. But there's a difference between a discussion and an argument. A discussion is simply a conversation where ideas are acknowledged and exchanged. An argument is when people stoop to underhanded debate tactics for the purpose of undermining and even insulting the other person to either make them look bad or clout chase. Arguments are also a breeding ground for ad hominem attacks, which really is no good for anyone. Now, a close derivative of this particular symptom is wanting content creators to debate one another. Guys who endorse this kind of thing are just looking for red meat. They want drama. They simply want to see men arguing with each other. And a telltale sign of this symptom is when you see things like, "Why are you afraid to debate with XYZ contender, bro?" When guys ask this, they're indirectly saying, you don't want to argue with creator XYZ because you're afraid you're going to look bad. Well, why would a debate make anybody look bad if both people came into the debate in good faith? I'll tell you why. Because the guy or guys who squawk about us debating do so in bad faith. They have no interest in learning anything. They simply want to use us as a come-up for their smaller channels, and I've fallen for this trap a few times. In this context, the word debate is really code for argue. And heaven knows we don't need any more arguments among men in this community. Spirited discussions? Yes. Healthy back and forths with different ideas and angles? You bet. But guys who want to argue with everybody, those are the ones that the media likes to highlight as an accurate representation of this community. No wonder why people on the outside think that we're a bunch of whiny freaking incels. Symptom number 3. You've become an RP caricature. If you're the guy who's always saying, "Bitches ain't shit," or "Dude, that's not alpha," or "That's beta behavior, bro," you might be experiencing Crimson Capsule overdose. Yes, most women in this part of the world are deplorable. Yes, relationships are circling the drain. And yes, there are men out here who are as soft as baby shit. But if you're the guy who sees everything in black and white, which is really this community's version of, to see everything in blue and red and blue, which is this community's version of black and white, you've got a lot of growing up to do. It's that simple. Yes, the RP works. There's no doubt, but it also comes with nuance and context. No, I'm not saying that there's a purple area, not even close. But there are a lot of guys out there who take our talking points to the absolute extreme. And guess what? I used to be that guy. I was the bomb-throwing wannabe shock jock. I became a caricature. I was a clown. But fortunately, I grew out of that phase and began to refine my approach. And a little less than 3 short years later, things have never been better. Look, I understand that what we talk about here has the potential to elicit strong emotions. That's what it's designed to do, right? But a man needs the ability to channel those emotions into making changes for the better, not being some wannabe alpha male. Like Minister Jap said a while back on the 6th, there are just too many of us who act like Crimson Capsule gangbangers. You know what I mean? Like, too many of us who act like Crimson Capsule gangbangers. It's almost like we're in a gang. And if I'm being honest, I used to be one of them. And looking back, I can see how ridiculous it made me look. Pardon me. There we go. Still working on this, guys. We'll get better at this, but so far, so good. If you're experiencing this particular symptom, I would recommend getting off the grid for a few days, take stock, and make changes. Because at some point, being a clown eventually takes its toll on you and everyone around you. Symptom number 4. Let's go to the 4th symptom here. You have unrealistic expectations of women. If you are watching this right now, you are already well aware of the unrealistic expectations of modern women. They're all after what they describe as their perfect person. And, we know who he is, right? He's the guy who's 6 feet tall, makes 6 figures, has a 6-foot dong, a 6-story house with a 6-car garage that's wrapped in movie star looks and porn star bedroom skills. Now, as ridiculous as that sounds to us, there are more men than we realize on this side of the gender aisle that have equally unrealistic expectations. A lot of guys like to proclaim, well, if she's not a virgin, I'm not committing. Or if she messes up one time, I'm out the door. Now, it's one thing for a guy with endless options to demand these things, right? Cobra Tate kicked the bitch out because she forgot to bring him coffee. Okay, listen, if that's you, let the good times roll. You have to discriminate somehow to keep your time and your sanity when you have options like that. But most men don't have the options that allow them to dismiss women at that rate. No, I'm not suggesting that you lower your standards, but I do suggest that you raise your value. That way, you are more likely to attract the kind of woman you want, not the kind of woman you currently qualify for. We all know that most women don't come close to qualifying for the men they want. We know this. But there are a lot of men in this community who have overcorrected by disqualifying every woman for a potential relationship who isn't the perfect woman. Guys, I'm here to tell you, there are no 19-year-old virginal women raised in Amish country with all the domestic skills a man could want who don't know they're beautiful anymore. They just don't exist. And even if they do exist, they're more likely than not spoken for. But if you're an average guy who has above average taste in women, but aren't above average in value, then you're definitely in the overdose range. Understand this, gentlemen. Women no longer come ready-made for relationships like they did back in the 1950s. And because of this, it is incumbent on the man to build the woman into what he wants and needs. If that takes more work than you are willing to put in, I completely understand. You're getting no judgment from me. The things required these days for a strong, healthy, lasting relationship, they're very difficult. They're difficult to start and maintain. But too many men in this community are in search of a woman who is RP aware and knows how to be the perfect girlfriend. All women are going to mess up, guys. All women are going to make mistakes. They're women, it's going to happen. But expecting perfection and vocalizing it as much makes you look silly. Symptom number 5, you only watch podcasts that dunk on women. You're the guy who likes watching Myron Gaines cook these 304s on Fresh and Fit After Hours, but doesn't watch his Money Mondays podcast. You're the guy who loved watching Kevin Samuels humble black women every night, but have no idea that he was also an image consultant who was very good at his job and quite intelligent. Don't get me wrong. It is great fun watching Miami Yacht Thoughts getting humiliated by the truth. It's even more fun to actually be a part of it, as I have been more than a few times. But if the only videos you watch are the ones that talk negatively about women, you're going to overdose very quickly. Yes, there are many things awry with modern women. Nobody's disputing that. But believe it or not, there are women out there who do have redeeming qualities, however rare they may be. And if you're out here filling your headspace with nothing but negative content, then you run the risk of genuinely hating women. At that point, you'd actually really be a misogynist. So try to diversify your RP portfolio, guys, so you don't end up becoming a black-pilled doom and gloomer. That is a miserable existence. Be realistic, but don't be a doomer. It will affect you more than you realize and not in a good way, which leads me to the next symptom, which is closely related, which is you don't seek solutions. All you do is complain. Most people are aware of the phrase, admitting you have a problem is the first step in solving the problem. It's often used in reference with 12-step programs related to substance abuse, addicts, alcoholics, and so forth. Now, as far as I'm concerned, this community has done an incredible job pointing out and dissecting the issues that have plagued the Western Hemisphere for over the last half century plus. This step in the process was absolutely necessary. Otherwise, guys like me, Alpha Male Strategies, Myron and Fresh, Coach Greg Adams, we wouldn't be able to come along and offer solutions. But if you're a man who only watches content that talks about the scourge of effenism, cheating wives, paternity fraud, and so forth, you're going to definitely overdose on the RP. Do not get me wrong, gentlemen. There is value in watching this stuff. There is. It is intrinsic to your growth and evolution as a man. But when you only watch negative content, you start to become negative yourself. And before long, all you do is complain, and complaining is what class? A feminine trait. So while it is important to watch content that points out the dark side of female nature, it is equally important to watch content that talks about how to navigate it. Learning how to deal with modern women requires you to consume both the problems and the solutions. Otherwise, you end up hating women, and as I stated before, that is a miserable existence. In the end, you're going to do whatever you want with this information, guys. You are. Some men use what we discussed to improve their lives. Some men use it to learn how to become successful with women, and some use it for both reasons. But it is important to realize that even though taking the Crimson Capsule is something every man should do, it is possible to overdose. And when people overdose, they overcorrect. Let's take the presidential cycle since 1976 as an example. The Carter administration left a bad taste in people's mouths because of the inflation and the subsequent gas lines. Jimmy Carter was a good man, but his legacy was tarnished by the image of cars lined up for miles, waiting for just a few gallons of gas. The 1974 gas crisis happened on his watch. Because of that, people thought Jimmy Carter was soft and non-threatening, so they corrected this by electing Ronald Reagan in 1980. Now, Reagan proved to be a much tougher, hard-nosed president. Some of us remember his famous Gorbachev tear down this wall speech when we were kids. Well, Reagan served 2 terms in the Oval Office, then his vice president, George H.W. Bush, won the election in '88, essentially becoming an extension of the Reagan administration. But after 12 years of a Republican White House, the American people elected Bill Clinton, who was the polar opposite of Bush. Clinton, a hardline Democrat, served 2 terms, which led to the election of George W. Bush, a hardline Republican. Pardon me. Pardon me. Bush served 2 terms until the American people overcorrected again and elected ultra-left-leaning Barack Obama. After 8 years, we swung even further the other way, and elected Donald Trump. Now, Trump only served 1 term until we overcorrected again, but this time we overcorrected too much. Because it's fairly clear that our current president doesn't know whether it's April, Halloween, or Thursday. Now, that's no slight on him because, I mean, let's give him some credit, guys. He does turn 80. He turns 80 years old 20 days after Halloween. Or was it 21 days? All jokes aside, Biden's election shows us how desperate people were to get as far away from the Trump administration as possible, and it appears to have backfired. And that is the danger of overcorrecting. Undergoing a renaissance of this magnitude does require a massive shift in your thinking, guys. There's no doubt about that. But as a man, you were born with the inherent ability to, as Kenny Rogers puts it, know when to hold him and know when to fold him. Taking the Crimson Capsule and living the RP life is absolutely necessary for a man to be truly content in this day and age. Just make sure you don't take the whole bottle. Otherwise, you end up with a guy like Brandon in office. And nobody wants that. So do me a favor, guys. Do me a favor. Give me some of your RP overdose symptoms in the chat, and I'll check them out on the other side of the break. We're back in 21 seconds. I'm extending my 55% off sale through the weekend. Get 55% off everything in my catalog this weekend only. All books and courses are 55% off all weekend long. How to master the game, how to build a quality woman from the ground up, and even womanese. Get on over to tsracademy.com and use promo code FLASH55 to get 55% off. Sale ends Sunday at midnight.
I ain't gonna lie, but baby girl bad. She got that melanin skin. She got that melanin skin. She got that melanin skin. I ain't finna lie, but baby girl fine.
Welcome back to TSR Live. I know that my camera is a little bit wonky right now. I appreciate you sticking with us. Let me see if I can find it here. So, the interesting thing is about, I guess, about doing stuff like this, doing sort of like the live, doing the live B-roll, is that there's a lot that goes on. There really, really is, man. It can be very, very difficult to keep up with everything. But I got to tell you, man, I'm starting to get better at it. The first time I tried it, it was an abject disaster. I tried it again yesterday, was that Wednesday? It was a teeny bit better. Today, I almost pulled it off, but there are a few steps that I missed with the camera and whatnot. But other than that, I think it went very, very well. So we sincerely appreciate you guys sticking around. Again, we are simultaneously streaming to multiple platforms: Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, DLive, Rumble, and Sharpe Stream. Next week, we will add a couple of platforms as well. We are going to be back on Twitter, so we'll be streaming there too. Make sure to follow me on Twitter at Don and Dev. We're also back on TikTok. You can follow us there at Donovan and Devin. We've named both Twitter and TikTok how to relationship. So look for at Don and Dev on Twitter, at Donovan and Devin on TikTok, and you'll see the theme, how to relationship. So it should be fairly easy to find us. We're going to start uploading content on these platforms. So give us a follow and stay tuned. Appreciate that very, very much. Shout out to my sharpshooters on the Sharpe stream side. I've got Geeky Anomaly, Dre Raven, Hellfung, and Kyle 2020. Of course, and the lovely and talented Devin. Shout out to my sharpshooters on the YouTube side. Dre Raven looks like he is double dipping. Kyle 1, I think he's probably double dipping. Jason Moreno's in the house. Rebel 5150. Said it's a scorcher up there. Hope it passes by soon. Trying to sell my home to get to cooler weather. You better not move out of Arizona, Jason. Tell you what, sell that house to me, goddammit. Jesus Christ. Ay, 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 ay. Geeky Anomaly is double dipping as well. Appreciate that very, very much. Baker19 is in the house. Says, hey. Appreciate that. Rebel 5150 says, also when Myron alley-oops one to Fresh. Yeah, they are, dude. They're like, dude, it's funny. Sometimes they're playing NBA Jam. It's really funny. Asher James with the $2 super chat says, great speech, Don. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. I work very, 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 very hard. I work at this a lot. Street Fighter 88 is in the house. Good to see you. When he says, no one in this space is using live B-roll. No. Nope. No one is using live B-roll. Nobody. Look, man, I'm going to just go ahead and take some credit. I'm going to take this moment to pat myself on the back. Nobody does it like I do, guys. Nobody does it like I do. They do not. Kevin, nobody did it like Kevin did. Nobody did it like Myron does. Nobody does what I do better than me. I do it, and I love working at it. I can't wait till I perfect this technique, because then I can really, really expand some things. So, all right. So let's get to let's go ahead and get to what all that we came for. So as per normal, oops, the Fresh and Fit boys. The Fresh and Fit boys had on a few Miami thoughts, and they obviously they never fail to disappoint. The clip I'm going to play here, the clip I'm going to play here for you guys, is actually from I think it's from a podcast they did a few weeks back. But there are a few clips that we are going to take a look at. I think it's very, very important. I think it's very important to see this stuff in action. So the video that we're going to look at is, the first one we're going to look at is, are you a stepdad? Are you stupid if you're a stepdad? So let us take a look and listen. Here we go.
This is why. So, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels, man. Like,
yep. Hang on, I got to switch the sound. My apologies. I do it live and I do it by myself. There we go. Let's try this.
He talked about this in detail, the importance of making it work with the biological father. Because the biological dad is going to have a certain. Now, is this all guys? No. You know, and I think this kind of where it comes into accountability for the women to really make sure you don't pick a piece of shit.
Right.
But if you meet a guy that's decent, let's say he doesn't have all this shit together, but he's a decent man, he really will go to Land's End to make things work for his daughter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or for the children.
A man, not a fucking male.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
A man.
Here we go. Here we go.
There's boys. There's males.
See, here we go. See, this is the type. This is the type of bitch who likes that. Oh, they're just men. There's no boys. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. There are a lot of men out there who are perpetrating. There are a lot of males out there perpetrating like they're men, but there are more women who act like girls than men who act like boys. Girls mature a lot faster than boys. There's no doubt about that. I think I finally ended up maturing. I think my balls dropped about 10 minutes ago. That's how long it took for me to mature, and I'm still working on it. But women are always referring to, oh, it's not men, it's boys. Bitch, you picked the boy to have a baby with. Am I wrong? Like, they want to talk to niggas ain't shit, but that's why you steady having these niggas kids. So listen, man, call us whatever you want, but if you're having these niggas kids and you ain't got nobody to blame but yourself, boo.
motherfuckers out here that doesn't understand that dynamic.
Yeah.
But let's be real here. If you're a stepdad, would you ever take him serious? Like, for example, let's say you have your kids.
Nope.
You meet a stepdad that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Would he ever come first?
Nope.
Hell no! Don't
There it is.
No, but here's the
There
thing.
it is.
I'm talking
See?
about experiences that I've been through. I've never been through that experience before.
Right.
So I can't.
So she's never been through that experience before. She's got a kid, and she's never been through the experience with a stepdad before. Okay, just keep that in
Say
mind.
yes or no. And
But see, again, this is Cap. She's saying this is funny. She's already doing this. She's already starting to skirt. She knows what's going to make her look bad. She's answering the question in bad faith. She's being disingenuous because she knows her kid comes first. Guys, this is why we tell you stay away from single mothers are for recreational use only. And the reason why is because single mothers aren't bad people. But you got to understand. You got to understand, man, you will never, ever come first, nor should you. The paradox with the single mother in terms of dating her is you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Okay? Because if she does what's necessary to be the best girlfriend to you, then she's going to be a crappy mother. By the same token, if she is actually a good single mother, that means she's going to be a bad boy. She's going to be a bad girlfriend to you. So when you when you commit to single mothers, and I think I may have jumped the gun, but I've said this before, you'll never be number one in her life. And Fresh just asked her, so let's say you met the perfect stepdad. Would he ever come first? And this bitch says, well, I don't know because I've never been in that situation.
Stop the cap.
Get the fuck out of here. If she's being honest about this answer, she's a worse mother than I thought she was. How in the world can you sit up on a podcast with almost 750,000 subscribers and talk about, well, I don't know if my kid would come first. I've never been in that situation before. Bitch, please. Get up out of here with that. That's the catch-22 question that comes with dating single mothers, guys. You will never, ever, ever be number one. And this portly female absolutely knows it. She just doesn't want to admit it.
with my daughter being 5,
Oh boy.
she comes first regardless. I don't give a motherfucker.
There
Which
it
is why
is.
we say if you're a guy dating single moms, you will never be first. Bro.
There it is.
Yep.
That's
So
right.
you should
I
expect it.
have a question
right.
for the ladies. I kind of want to go around.
Oh,
the
here we
table.
go.
And a real man is not. I'm sorry, it's not.
Oh,
let you
here we
choose.
go.
You know what I'm saying?
Period.
Like,
Here we go. A real man. Yeah. A real man. Anytime a phrase by a woman is preceded by real man, so it's a real man, insert the thing that benefits her at the man's detriment. That's it. So let's try this. Let's see what she says.
You should understand.
A real man would understand. Yeah.
real shit. A real man is not gonna give you that ultimatum. Like that's
And or if
fucking
he has
crazy.
his own kids
and if he
already,
has
you-
his own
yeah.
kids
Oh,
already,
now
he
it's his own
understands how
kids,
to raise
yeah,
a child
yeah,
and what
yeah.
they need. They need that nourishment. That
Sweetheart, men don't men don't give single mothers an ultimatum. They don't, and the reason why men don't give single mothers an ultimatum, how stupid would it be for a dude to say, look, it's either the kid or it's me? That's stupid. The kid needs his mother or her mother. You're not going to sit here and tell your kid, well, listen, Mark is, he's a good guy. He's a great stepdad. So I'm going to juice him. No, fuck that. You're choosing the kid every time, as you should. A real man wouldn't commit to your dumb ass. This woman has she's got all the things going. She's got all of the worst red flags. Number one, she's a black woman in America. That's strike one. So we already know what it is upstairs. Number two, she's got short hair. Now, by the same token, at least it's a real hair, but it's still short. Number three, she's a single mom. Number four, she's 32. Number five, she's got tattoos. And number six, her child is a girl. That's it. There is absolutely zero benefit for messing with this woman. No man of value is ever going to take this woman seriously for a long-term relationship. Those are the facts. Those are the facts. Take the race out of it. You're overweight, you're in your 30s, you have tattoos, you have a 5-year-old kid. That's a wrap. That's it, sweetheart. So yeah, she needs to work it out. I hope she's working it out with the baby daddy. I really do. Because at this point, that's going to be her only option.
Okay.
nurturing or whatever, he's not gonna let me choose. He's
So-
gonna most likely say, well, I need your kids to be good.
First.
So
And how would you know? How would you know what a real man would say if you've never been in that situation before. See, so now all of a sudden she's got the answers, and Myron Gaines is feverishly writing with that pen. You know, when Myron starts doing that, Myron's writing this stuff down. You better watch out. You better watch out.
Remember when I said, when you want a man, when you need a man, it's two different things?
Mm-hmm.
In that instance there, right, you said a real man should want me to put my kids first. Understandable. But at the same time, what's in it for him?
What, like, at what place does he come?
Yeah, what's in it for him? Yeah, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Maybe some French toast.
What's the French toast?
He doesn't get anything out of the deal, man. What does seriously, what does a single man get out of dating a woman like this? And listen, man, I'm not trying to be mean-spirited here, guys. I'm really not. But guys, facts are facts, man. Facts are facts. Overweight, short hair, tattoo, 5-year-old girl. That's it. That's it. Street Fighter 88 says more buzzers than the fourth quarter of the NBA Finals. Exactly.
Because guess what, right?
Yeah.
At first, you may not ask them to do stuff for your kids because, you know, you guys are new, you get into the groove of things, but over time, you probably be like, you know what? Okay, you can handle bills, you can handle this and that. Then the friend is like, yo, I'm second, third place in this whole dynamic here.
Real
How's it
talk.
benefit me?
Yeah, but as a grown adult, you have to understand the circumstances.
Yes, and as a grown adult, I do understand. We do understand the circumstances, and the circumstances are that you're not getting anything. What's in it for me? Asked. What's in it for him? Asked Fresh. Nothing, because eventually they start giving you the butt. They stop giving you the butt. Wayne on the YouTube side says Fresh speaking from experience with this topic. Exactly. He was married to a single mother.
It depends on what the circumstances is, right? So if my child is being rude and is trying him and is doing the most, I'm gonna check my child. You're not gonna disrespect him like that.
Okay.
Now, if he's like that towards my child, I'm gonna check him, and if he doesn't change that,
See, here we go. I'm gonna check him. If he disrespects my child, I'm gonna check him. If he disrespects my child, translation, if he tries to discipline my child. There ain't a black single mother on the face of this motherfucking earth who would ever allow at least another black man to discipline her child. In the world of a black woman, any discipline you offer to her children, that's disrespect. You can explain it, the dude, and they'll come up with all sorts of bullshit. Nope. We're not talking about disrespect. We're talking about discipline. But in the mind of a black woman, discipline is disrespect. Whether you're talking about them or their children.
you gotta go. You gotta go.
Check See, that's another big
I'm
problem.
sorry.
You gotta
I'm
go.
sorry. Now you can discipline my child, right? Because you're the male figure in her life, but it's how you
She's
go
capping.
about it.
So it's okay. So now we got to meet all these requirements, and then we have to discipline your child in a way you see fit. Let me ask you something, Ma. What if you're feeling some type of way? What if you're pissed off at him for something or another, and he disciplines your kid? You're not gonna kick his ass out your house? This one is talking about if you disrespect my kid, then you're gone. No big loss. Trust me.
Matter. He's a man.
See,
there you go.
No, you're not going to disrespect her because she's not going to grow up
See, here
thinking
we
that
go.
disrespect is okay from men.
See,
Respect is for men. Y'all two are best friends or great friends.
Yeah.
Y'all value respect, right?
Respect.
Out of everything, you guys value respect. So I have to make sure that my daughter respect this man,
Respects this man.
right? No matter what it is, and he's never going to disrespect her. Yes, you can grow her, you can teach her.
There's only one problem with that.
Uh-oh.
So this is an unfortunate reality about human beings and how we interact. A requirement of respect is fear.
Oops. Uh-oh.
Again,
100%.
a requirement of respect is fear.
Yes.
So even though I understand that you want to protect the integrity of the child and not want them to be disrespected by the father, the child does need to
Stepfather.
feel some kind of fear from that man. Now here's the problem, which I see the disconnect, because Fresh is trying to give you the male perspective, but you're coming from the female perspective. I understand both. On his end, he has 100% responsibility with very limited authority.
Oh, uh-oh, there it is. There it is. And that is the quagmire of the American stepdad. You're saddling him with all the responsibility with none of the authority. You got to take my child to school. You got to pay my bills. You got to pay my kids' bills. You got to buy my kids Jordans. You got to take care of this. You got to take them to tuba practice. You got to do this, do that, the other. But then as soon as I discipline the kid, now you're going to step in and check me. Sorry, not doing it. Nope. Sorry. Not signing up for that. Men with options ain't signing up for that. Men with options are not signing up for that. I don't care what you look like. This girl could look like Shanique. It don't matter. It does not matter. And this girl is not the most aesthetically pleasing.
On your end, you don't want your child to be compromised by another man that isn't the biological father.
That's
and
exactly
this is why
right.
We personally tell guys, and I don't mean to spin you and bring you into a trap here. We tell guys
But you do.
a stepfather is not in your best interest because of this exact scenario we're dealing with right now.
Right, and I get that. I get
Because
that.
the guy comes in and he's expected to hold on to certain masculine burden performance, providing, being a leader, etc.
There you go.
But
There
he
you go.
can't necessarily, how do I say this, exercise authority
But right.
to a sufficient degree, because
But
to
what?
exercise the utmost authority to your child, to get that respect, you must instill fear in them.
Exactly, but it goes to what kind of man am I choosing, right? Because
Okay, now she's just talking to talk. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but
like I said, I've never been in that predicament, right? So I'm just kind of going off of just being a mom,
How you would feel, yeah.
right? And my daughter's dad is an amazing father. He's an amazing father, and
then why aren't you with him? Why aren't you with him? So let's just go through the list again. Let's just go through the list here again. Overweight, in your 30s, short hair, tattoos, clearly have the American black woman sensibilities in terms of attitude. I can't discipline the kid, and the baby daddy is an amazing father. Well, if he were so amazing, then why aren't you still with him? There's either something wrong with him, something wrong with you, or something wrong with the both of you. So now I got to deal with your amazing baby daddy. So when you're feeling some type of way about me, I got to worry about you going over and smashing him behind some shit that I tried to discipline your kid? Fuck out of here.
he's great. You know, he's the oldest of 5, so he knows what it is to bring up, you know, his people, whatever. So
I'm the oldest of 5, and I don't know nothing about raising kids.
I've never been in that predicament, but you have to know who you're choosing to be in your kid's life.
Yeah.
I need a family man. I need to know your upbringing. When we date, I am collecting data before I even introduce you to my child.
And that's not coming.
Oh my God, I'm collecting information before I even introduce you to my child. I'm not trying to be mean-spirited here, guys. I'm really not. But this woman doesn't have any options. She doesn't have any viable options. What man of value, any man that has any value, what man of value is going to deal with that? What man is going to deal with that without the... Dude, she's fucked either way. A man with even a modicum of value isn't going to deal with that, even if she didn't have a kid. Even if she didn't have a kid, she ain't got options. She ain't got options. But she does have a kid, a 5-year-old girl, in fact, with an amazing baby daddy. And you're collecting information so that I can qualify to meet your bastard kid? Fuck out of here, man.
For a minute.
And that is a
Apollo on the YouTube side, or on the Sharpe stream side, says, facts, Donovan. You already know my ex has tried to smash when the guy she dates fuck up. That's right. Apollo tells us this stuff all the time. His ex-wife is steady trying to get the pipe.
That's gonna be a minute.
Exactly. It all depends on how
So I
it
have a
goes.
question for you, devil's advocate. So if you vetted him and you put him through the ringer and everything else like that,
He's worth it.
why not let him exercise 100% authority on your child?
No, I will. I definitely will do that.
Stop the cap.
No, you're a black woman. You're not letting him do shit, sweetie. Like, this all sounds well and good. This all sounds well and good, but she's not doing that. She's not doing that, dude, especially if he's a black man. Look, man, you already know. The average American black woman has no respect for the average American black man. That's just off top. Number one. Number two, she ain't dating white guys. She's not dating Asian guys. She ain't dating the dude. No. No, ain't nobody fucking with this broad. The only dudes fucking with this broad are street niggas. And unfortunately, the only time black women respect even street niggas is when street niggas put hands on them. And you do not want that kind of woman. Fuck out of here.
You're more concerned with the tone, though.
No.
Facts.
I am concerned with how
he does it.
Yes.
That's
Man,
You see Myron? Myron's like, yeah, but this is okay. So now you're concerned. What she's doing here, gentlemen, is she is reserving the right. She's reserving the right to tell the future stepdad, how to interact with her child. That's what she's doing. I reserve the right. Well, listen, it's the way he does it. No, it's that he does it. She's Cleveland. She's the city of Cleveland. Okay, the stepdad is LeBron James. LeBron James in 2010 took his talents to South Beach. All of Cleveland was pissed off. And what was the reason they told everybody? Well, it wasn't that he did it, it's how he did it. Nah, motherfuckers. You guys are pissed off that he did it. He left you for a younger, hotter, prettier woman, and y'all got mad. Who the fuck wants to live in Cleveland? Like, listen, no shade on anyone who's from Ohio. But, dude, who the fuck is trying to live in Cleveland instead of Miami? You kidding me with that? Fuck out of here. No, it's not that he did it, it's how he did it. No. No. As a black woman, there is no way she is ever going to let a black man have any authority over her and her offspring.
and has came in and have been
That's a problem, though.
That's a problem,
delusional
though.
and touch. I have a girl child.
Yeah.
I don't need motherfucker. If I find out you touch my child,
Oh, here we go. This is what the late, great Kevin Samuels used to always talk about, the color purpling of society. The color purpling of society. Right? The color purpling of society, if anybody has ever seen the movie The Color Purple, it is some pretty disturbing content. Pretty disturbing content. Black women use that movie and Waiting to Exhale as their bar for comparison. If he cheats on me with a white girl, if he touches my child, bitch, ain't nobody gonna touch your child, boo. Ain't nobody touching your child. Does that kind of stuff happen? Absolutely. But once again, women deal in possibilities and not probabilities. And if you bring a man into your house who ends up doing something dumb like that, guess whose fault that is? That's on you, boo. The fuck out of here. If he did it, give me a break.
in a sexual way, right?
Oh my
Because
God.
discipline, you gonna have to whoop her ass if she's bad, you know. As long as you're not abusive, right? But yeah, you gonna have to give her a spanking if she's bad or whatever it is. The culture.
Oh, no. Nope. Can you imagine dating this woman? Just humor me here, because I know none of us would. Can you imagine dating this woman and her walking in on you paddling her child? Dude, your ass will be under the jail. You kidding me? This black woman, this black single mother, just sat up here on really what is the new national TV now. Just sat up here and said, "Oh yeah, you can discipline and spank my child." Get the fuck out of here. You ain't doing that. No. Hold up. No.
Stop the cap.
You ain't doing that.
I'm Jamaican. We grew up different. So
Oh my.
we used to get ass whoopings in fucking school from teachers. You know, so discipline is discipline. But I just need to make sure you're not a fucking creep
See, so
and
like,
shit. And
See, here we go. I gotta make sure, dude, lady, listen, creeps exist. They do. But most men aren't creepy.
you're not gonna touch her behind my back.
Who the fuck is
and-
talking about
See,
this?
And the same for
Persuade her.
boys. I get scared
Yeah.
from
You know
my
what I'm
son.
saying? Like
All these
it's
concerns?
how.
Definitely have 100% points. You're
yeah,
100% right.
Yeah, you're able to
Yeah.
logically back why you have the feelings that you have.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm not faulting you for it. But my argument is, why should a man put up with that? Because basically what you're asking the man to do, and I'm going to use an analogy on this.
You know what? Myron has really perfected his craft, man. He really, really has. It's clear Myron reads his comments and takes them very seriously. Because the way he's handling this situation, this is unbelievable. He is remaining cool under pressure. He really, really is, man. Like, I'm proud of him for this.
Is yo, I want you to rob the bank, get the fucking money, but you can only kill 3 people, and they can only have blonde hair, blue eyes, and be wearing a dress. Do you understand? Like, you're requiring a certain level of precision that might not necessarily be available to you in this situation. Does that make sense of what I'm trying to say here?
Absolutely.
Because, like, you want him to kind of dance around things.
No, I don't want him to dance around it.
He's going to have to.
You want it done in a certain
He's going to have to, boo.
way. And what I'm saying is that having it being done in that certain type of way might not be worth the trouble.
But even with her
of
biological
taking
dad,
that responsibility on. Do you see where I'm coming from?
I get what you're saying, but even with her biological father, if he was to come and when I had my, now say he's one way before we had her, and then we had her, and he's this psychopath towards her, he's abusive.
See, here we go. Isuba, sweetheart, this happens, but those are the outlier situations. This woman is using the outlier situation as her mindset going into relationships that she doesn't qualify for. What if he's this? What if he's that? Well, Mom, you got to vet him a little more thoroughly than that. If you're going to let some nigga in your life, you got to run a criminal background check, boo. You got to run a criminal background check. If you're noticing anything creepy about him, then kick the nigga out your house. But if somebody does something to your child, Ma, that's on you. That's on you. That's not on him. Now all of a sudden she's saying, oh, well, he was one way, and then we had the child, and all of a sudden come on, man.
Or he's like,
these impossible
too
scenarios.
Much. I have to take my daughter out of that toxic situation, even if it's her biological father.
Yeah, there you go.
Saying
I had a stepdad for 8 years, and I respected this man to the
See, here we go. I had a stepdad, and I respected him. So basically, so now, so she had a stepdad that was awesome. Her baby daddy is a wonderful father, but any nigga that commits to her, what if he's a creep? What if he touches my child? Get out of here with this.
He knew how to be a stepdad to me. You know, why him and my mom split? I don't fucking know. My mom even texted me the second year I was dating him. I told her, like, listen, if you move out, I'm staying with him.
Okay, but let me ask you this.
Damn.
That's how crazy it was. Like, I was 14, and like, and I'm just like, oh my God, this amazing man.
You picked the wrong guy, but we're assuming, right? Because this is an extreme example. So you're saying like, hey, well, he was abusive as fuck, and this guy came in, and he was awesome. What I'm saying is that let's compare apples to apples. Let's assume the biological father is fantastic. The stepfather is also fantastic. Let's keep it all the way 1,000. Me and you both know that biological dad is going to have far more leeway in the, how do I say this, the maneuverability of his authority over the guy.
That's real shit.
Stepfather.
That's real talk.
You're going to give him way more autonomy with your
course,
biological
because he's the
children,
biological father.
especially the daughter, because I see where you're coming from with this. Because stepfathers do some weird shit. So I'm just, all things equated for.
Right.
The biological dad is going to have more leverage. And our point of contingency here is that the fact that this even exists, where even if I come in as stepfather and I will never be able to assume that authority of a biological dad, is why we tell guys inherently it's not in your best interest to deal with single mothers.
But look at this, right?
But look at what?
My biological father is not the best person. He doesn't even live in this country.
That's what I'm saying.
That doesn't make any sense.
My mother made me respect my stepfather because he knew how to be a father to me. And to this day, if my stepdad calls me over my dad, it might sound fucking crazy, but I'm gonna run to my stepfather's aid. First.
Okay.
Because he knew how to.
So this is interesting. So this is interesting. So she's talking out of both sides of her mouth here. She's talking out of both sides of her mouth. She wants to go right to the color purple. She wants to go right to the extreme outlier situation, even though she allegedly was raised by who she characterizes as a good stepfather. You had a good stepfather. One would think that her being raised by a good stepfather would make her a little more affable in terms of letting men into her life. But nope. Niggas ain't shit. What if somebody does something to my child and this and that?
To treat me. Now, like I said, I've never been in this situation. With my daughter's dad has always been number one. I never had to be in a situation where we're not together at all and I'm in a serious relationship. I've never been in that. My daughter's only 5. I've never been in that. We are actually working on it. Like you said, me and my daughter's dad is on another level now to where we are trying to have another baby. We're trying to.
Oh my God. Oh boy. Guys, she's in a relationship. I'm not really sure why she's entertaining this conversation if she is in a relationship with her child's father. Not really sure how that works.
We're going to get married, like all that other stuff, So I've never been in that predicament. But it'll be hard for me if my daughter's dad is great and my man is great and is 2 male figures in my daughter's life. I wouldn't fucking know what to do. That would be something I would have to really like.
Right.
That's literally his point, and that's why he's telling.
Yeah.
That's literally his point.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I never been in that predicament, so I get it. I get what he's saying.
Yeah, Street Fighter 88 says this.
The biological father is
And
going to
that
have far
probably
more
is a
autonomy.
little true. That
He's
probably
not
is
gonna-
true.
He's not like the going back to the bank theory that we just gave. The stepdaddy can only shoot blonde-haired people that have, a certain dress and blue eyes. The biological father can just go in and shoot everybody. No one cares. Just get the money out.
Right.
You see the difference here? You're requiring one to have a certain level of precision that might not necessarily
Ooh.
be easy to do, versus the other bank robbers allowed to, just get the fucking money out the bank.
Right. I guess for me, it's just seeing not my real dad not being there and my mom never having to go through that process. I just valued my stepdad more. So like I said, I've never been through it, but it'll be something that I really have to like.
Stepdads are playing on hard mode. Dad's playing on easy mode, and they're
Fresh with the Don DeMarco. All right, let's move to the next video. Oh, wait a minute. There was another one. I wanted to break down here. So give me just a little bit. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. So that was that one. Now we're gonna go to. Now we're going to do one, and the reason I decided to look at this particular these particular clips is because of the bitch in the middle. The bitch in the middle, dude, she is hyper masculine. Like, she is really. Oh, there's Brittany Petrarca in her skinny ass. Like, I think I have now not an accomplishment, but Brittany Petrarca, no. Okay. So, protect and provide. Here we go. Let's check this one out. Oops.
But it is wrong for men to feel entitled to sex and intimacy. For women to feel entitled to being protected and provided. But it is wrong for men to feel entitled to sex and intimacy.
That's a good question.
We can run around the table on that. What's your thoughts on that, Miss Podcaster?
Let's do it.
Okay. So I was actually having this conversation earlier, and
of course she was.
You're gonna only experience that if you don't know what you're doing, because any man that's gonna provide and protect for a woman, that is lifting a burden off of her. So she's gonna naturally want to submit to you. Now, there's something probably.
Cigar Man 85 said Cisco is a lost case. Yes. Yeah, we're gonna call her Cisco Plus, the plus size Cisco.
That he's probably doing wrong to why she doesn't want to or give it up to him. So you kind of have to look into yourself, because majority of the time, if a woman is really feeling you and she's into you and you are providing and being that protector for her, she's going to give in.
No, that's not how it works, honey bun. That's not how it works, Cisco. Need to go talk to Nokio and Big Jazz, because you do not know. What this woman just said was that if he does what he needs to do, then she'll do what she needs to do.
Nope.
That is the wrong answer, especially when it comes to men of value. There are less men of value than there are beautiful women. There just are. There are less men of value than there are salvageable women. Those are the facts. There are more women than there are men. Period. I don't know what the percentages are, but it's wide. It is on women to qualify to me first. I'm going to get the ass. The ass is what gets you in the door. What gets me to come up off my resources is what do you do for me outside of the bedroom? Other than your PTA, what else do you offer me? Are you kind? Are you agreeable? Are you a bitch? Are you polite? Are you pleasant to be around? Do you get along with others? Are you neurotic? Do you complain a lot? Are you consistent? Can you take instruction? Can you take constructive criticism? Can you submit? If the answers to those are yes, then yeah, then maybe I'll think about opening up my wallet. But I'm not about to provide and protect a woman who's not giving me the butt. Oh, no. Sorry.
Oh, hell no.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. There is absolutely positively no way I'm doing that. Because what I have is more in demand than what you have. As Geeky Anomaly in the chat says, she is ignorant and trashy.
You're taking stress off of her. You're releasing her. You're allowing her to operate more in her feminine energy.
Oh my God.
And she should naturally want to do that for you.
Yes, but she should naturally want to give it up first. She should naturally, now, if she doesn't want to give it up before the commitment, I'm good with that. Totally good with that. And I'm being truthful. I'm being truthful. But guess what? You got a lot of work to do, boo. Like, if you're not going to give me the butt, all right. You want to keep my attention, I need you at my place every night to clean my spot. I need you to cook my meals. I need you to do my laundry. I need to have access to you at all time. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk. Wait, listen, guys are always talking about, what do you offer me outside of sex? Cool. Hey, look, if you happen to be maybe a quality woman and don't want to give up the butt, that's cool. But I'm not going to let you just run around off and doing your own thing. No, you're not going to be spending time with me and then they go fucking some other dudes. No. That's no. Nope. Not going to happen. Not doing that. Not doing that at all. If you don't want to give up the butt, you're going to have to give up. You're going to have to give up some time and some money. You're paying for all the meals. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh my God, that's totally not worth it. Maybe not. I guess you have to move to the next one. Gentlemen, understand this. It is incumbent upon women to qualify to you. There is nothing you have to do to prove yourself to women. Nothing you have to do. If you're a man of value, you already have the traits and characteristics that she wants and needs. You don't have to tell her. Just existing will show her. Straight up.
Now, if you're just giving the money and you're not attractive or whatever it is, she's just gonna take your fucking money. That's it.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, guys, and this comes back to what we said before. This is why it's so important to be a complete package as a man. Because if you only fulfill one requirement, let's say, use the example you gave, where you're only providing financial security, but you're not attractive, you don't take care of yourself, you're a pussy, you let her walk all over you, what's going to happen is she's going to go from, like, being with you to simply tolerating you because you provide something to her that isn't really dispensable. You know what I'm saying? And then what's going to come with that is resentment. So, guys, I hate to repeat myself so much, man, but in today's marketplace, you got to be a full package, bro.
Yes.
So I'll turn to ladies. Anybody else have any thoughts on that?
I do.
Okay, yeah, please.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't think I've ever felt entitled to be provided for. Like, even when I had a long-term relationship.
This woman looks oddly familiar. Does she not? She looks oddly familiar. Yeah, let's tab over. Let's tab over and see. Ah, there she is. For those of you guys keeping score at home, this girl's been on the podcast before. And yes, there's Miss Quantum Physics right there at the top. Let's play it.
We were at the...
Oh, pardon me.
What's your take on it? Agree, disagree? Not congruent with your life?
Being a single person... Sorry.
Speak your truth, man.
It's not you guys treating me. It's just like... It's really hard to take care of myself after being with someone for so long and giving it your all. And I know that I want to find someone's to share life with. But I'm at a point where I'm valuing myself, and I didn't put myself in this situation. I didn't choose to be where I am. And it's just like trying to get back on my feet to find the people that I can vibe with. I resonate with what she's saying. Like, the part that hit me most was doing it all on your own. Even though I don't have kids, I'm just here taking care of myself. It's hard as fuck. It's lonely. And there's nothing more that I want to share life again with someone that will like be there for me and appreciate me and value me. All parts of me. So, sorry.
No, it's fine. Thank you for being honest. A lot of women would not admit that. They would not. They would say I'm strong and independent, and they'll fight it to the grave. And thank you for being honest and vulnerable.
Yeah. So that was her. I'm not really sure if her attitude has changed, but I guess we're about to find out. Let's check it.
And I was supporting him, which is ridiculous because he was super wealthy. But his family was super wealthy, but it's a big story. We're not gonna get into that. We're past that. But I do feel, I don't know if I would say entitled, but I do value my pleasure so much, and I need some quality sex and intimacy. So that is way higher on my priorities.
And that is why where she is. That's why she is where she is now, guys. That's why she is where she is now. Look, man, very few guys have it all. The dudes who can rock your world in the bed are usually pretty deficient in other areas. Guys who are titans of the industry probably don't fuck that well. That's just how it is, man. I've been told by girls I'm the best sex they've ever had. I've been told I'm the worst. I've been told by girls I'm the biggest dick you've ever had. I've been told you're the smallest. I've heard of all of these kinds of things. This is the problem with women who sleep around, guys. Is they sleep with so many guys they cannot experience sexual pleasure anymore. Like, at some point, you get enough sausage in your life, you become even more selective. Even more selective. Yes, Geeky Anomaly says those were real tears. Look, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, man. And I say this all the time. I forget which law this is you are never going to be your girl's biggest, best, first, or only. Ever, ever, ever. Never. Never. All 4 girls on your screen are looking for they've all got tattoos. Dude, a tattoo is a surefire indicator of at least a triple-digit body count. Think I'm lying. And this girl on the right-hand side of your screen, the white girl, I think she's 27, 28 years old? And she's talking about sexual pleasures, blah, 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 blah. Then, sweetheart, you are in for a long and rude awakening. Yes, sex is very important, but if sexual pleasure is if that's the most important thing, then not many dudes out here are going to be able to really fit the bill. And she did say someone's. I guess that means she's poly.
And being protected and provided for.
You are
Yeah, this girl. Wait, hold on. Let's just hear what she said. Just listen.
On my priorities than being protected and provided for.
There it is. Sexual pleasure are my priorities over being protected and provided for. That's why. See, this is why she was in this predicament right here. Like, listen, man, like, dude, like, real talk, like, we all felt bad. Look, let's just listen to a little bit of it again. We all felt bad for her, didn't we? We all felt bad.
And I didn't put myself in this situation. I didn't choose to be where I am. And it's just like trying to get back on my feet to find the people that I can vibe with. I resonate with what she's saying. Like, the part that hit me most was doing it all on your own. Even though I don't have kids, I'm just here taking care of myself. It's hard as fuck. It's lonely. And there's nothing more that I want to share life again with someone that will like be there for me and appreciate me and value me. All parts of me.
That's real shit that she's talking there. Oops, wait, that's not what I wanted to do. That's real shit. Like, that came from the heart. That came from the heart, and we all saw it, we all heard it, but then she wants to say this. This is why, guys, listen, this is why modern women are where they are. This is why they're where they are, man. This girl has like a neck and chest tattoo. I guess her tits are tatted too. Ay, ay, ay. She's like, oh, I want somebody all parts of me. It's lonely as fuck and da-da-da-da-da. And then she says this.
That, but I do feel, I don't know if I would say entitled, but I do value my pleasure so much, and I need some quality sex and intimacy. So that is way higher on my priorities than being protected and provided for.
And this is why you find yourself alone. She said, oh, I didn't put myself in this predicament. It sounds to me like she did. Sounds to me like she did. And look, I felt bad for the girl when she was crying and all that other kind of stuff, but yeah, EP Signature nailed it. And I'll be reading super chats a little bit later on, so stick around for that. Yeah, sexual deviant. Yeah, yes, this woman is a sexual deviant. Man.
She belongs to the streets.
Tell her, Dev.
You are a sexual
That is
woman.
interesting.
It's a nice perception.
Right?
Wow.
I know, like, that's
That is
why I
fucking-
took
You
a
wanna come
whole
first.
year to myself to
Oh, shit, my
reset,
finger's
to
slipping.
make
I'm just kidding.
sure that, like, of course, I ended up hooking up with the bartender. Not worth it after a year, but, you know, you live and learn.
Question, because
Oh my God.
I remember your story.
This bitch is, oh,
I kind of want the audience to learn from this.
Yeah.
So the guy that you were with before, he was wealthy.
His family
However,
is very wealthy, yeah.
he was a trust fund baby, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. And I say that to kind of illustrate something that I've talked about on the podcast frequently, is that money doesn't necessarily get you girls. It will get you women to tolerate you.
Yep.
But it's not necessarily going to get women to respect you.
that's right.
And the reason why I say that, because a lot of guys seem to think that, like, okay, I just need to make money, and I'm going to get girls. But what you don't get is that when you make a lot of money, you have to have inherent character traits that make you attractive.
Yeah,
That's
what
right.
else do you have to offer?
Yeah, like making the money. Typically, if you're a higher earner, you have attractive traits about you already. But
That's
this
right.
is a perfect example of where, if a guy is a trust fund baby, even though he has money, he's still not attractive. And I think guys really need to
There you
understand
go.
that in the chat. That
Good point.
it's not simply having the money; it's how you made the money and the character you built
With
while
that
it's
money.
making
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
money. So
This is why, guys, this is 100% facts right here, man. All day. All day. All day, every day. All day, every day. This is why when black pill guys, oh, it's just looks and money and da-da-da-da-da. No, it's not just looks and money. There have been women on this podcast who said, yeah, like, I've been attracted to a guy, and I'm thinking, yeah, I want to fuck this guy. And after 10 minutes of conversation, they're like, dude, this guy's a bitch boy. He's a beta. Okay, so he looks good, but he doesn't really know how to talk to women. Doesn't have any game. Doesn't know how to handle women. Doesn't know how to sexually escalate. And then Myra just laid it out. Just because you have money doesn't mean you're going to get girls. You get more opportunities with girls. But as soon as a girl figures out that you don't have any game, that you don't know what's really going on out here in these streets, they'll finesse you. They'll finesse you. Just like old girl, Roxy Y. Roxy. Let her get a hold of you. She'll have you crying all day. No, money doesn't guarantee a goddamn thing. Looks doesn't guarantee anything. Status doesn't guarantee anything. These looks maxing and status guys, no. Game trumps all.
get to that point that women are attracted to, because guys that make money have certain traits that are extremely attractive to women.
Because he was probably spoiled. He was probably a brat, right?
Perfect example.
Yeah,
He was a brat.
Yeah,
He was a little bitch.
Spoiled.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Perfect example. Rob Kardashian.
Period.
Rich as
Yes.
fuck and don't nobody want his big ass.
That's right.
Everybody want
He
him.
got all that money.
You
Real
like
talk.
as fuck,
Yeah.
nobody
Nope.
cares.
He don't have
Like-
nothing to offer.
He wasn't.
Wait, wasn't he was just with Black China or some shit like that? Black China, dude, that was a trap a nigga baby right there. We all know.
Besides
Hey,
those
look what he
socks.
got.
Harry
Okay,
got those
guys,
socks.
the stripper who wanted the fucking money.
Yep.
Real
And
talk.
Look what he got after
Good
that.
example.
Look at that.
That's a good
Perfect example.
And what
Yeah.
happens when people lose their money? Then what do you have?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, guys, if this is anything like, I think the biggest takeaway here is you gotta become a complete package.
That's
man.
right.
Like when you're not an attractive guy and you're just providing like just money and nothing else, she'll fuck you. You know, she'll do some starfish.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. But like if she really likes you, she gonna suck your dick with a certain type of veracity. Like it's true desire. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying? That's what you want, guys.
That's all right.
And
Yo, real talk. No matter who you are, what you have, you need game, bro.
yeah.
That's
If you
right.
understand game. I understand how to treat women in terms of like getting them to like respect you on a level. What's the
Uh-huh.
point? Because they'll either take advantage of you or just like say fuck it. So
Yeah. And this is my controversial take on it. This is why you got to keep girls around.
Dang, that's
You-
right.
You got to keep your options open, baby. I mean, not to use you as an example, but you kind of confirmed the truth that we talk about all the time on the podcast. You said earlier that the guy that you're with right now, that you hooked up with, he has a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And it's an open relationship.
Yeah.
However, you didn't give him the time of day when he was single, right?
Nope.
I wasn't
Sexually.
I actually wasn't anticipating doing anything with him. I wasn't like super duper attracted like physically, but we do vibe in other ways, so that's how it kind of works.
No, understandable.
Okay.
What I'm saying is that
I'll buy that.
I mean, I don't know if you're conscious of this or not. When he had the girlfriend, it makes him more attractive.
Yes.
No.
You don't
Because
think so?
I'm friends with her now.
This is funny as hell. Look at baby girl in the middle. She's look, watch when she nods her head. Watch.
It makes him more attractive.
Watch.
No.
You don't think so?
She's like, Shea Butt is looking right at the camera, talking about something. Yeah, he right. That nigga's right.
Well, I'm friends with her. Now I'm actually worried, like, how are we
Does she know y'all smashing?
Not yet.
Holy shit.
Oh my God.
She's bi. Like,
revelation.
they're open in so many ways. It's a very non-traditional
Unbelievable.
relationship. So
Dude.
like, she's bi, she has partners. So
What
like,
the hell?
Guys. You cannot make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. You can't.
I have
Are they
in my
just
mind,
all
like,
open?
This is unbelievable. Look, this is how we go from this to this. That's how we go from this to this. We go from, I hooked up with a guy who has a girlfriend, and the girlfriend kind of doesn't know that we're smashing. She'll be back on the podcast talking about, I wish I had somebody on my own. Then she'll come back and be like, well, I hooked up with another guy. He might have a girlfriend. I don't know. I'm so sorry. I like big dicks. I just want somebody on my own. I'm just so lonely. It's just hard. I really like big dicks. God almighty. You can't make this stuff up, dude. You can't make this up, man. Never, ever, 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 ever let a girl lie to you about her predicament. Because she made it a point to tell us, oh, it wasn't my fault and I didn't put myself here. It kind of sounds to me like you did. It kind of sounds to me like you did.
what happens now?
So here's the thing.
Well, you don't
I don't think
Unbelievable.
you're overtly
Yeah.
conscious of it, but I would be willing to bet in your hindbrain that him having that girlfriend makes him more attractive.
I'll take that action.
You probably can't
It's
put
the
your finger
chase.
on it.
It's like that
Not
sneaky
at
shit.
all.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
No,
People
not
want
at
people that they feel
all.
like are taking.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. And I would
that's
argue
ridiculous.
with women that trait is extremely powerful.
Oh,
when
yeah,
a woman
yeah,
sees a
yeah.
guy with another with
Unbelievable.
another girl, right? She's like,
Unbelievable.
Okay, this
Let me
girl's
see.
co-signing on it.
Yeah.
I want to fuck.
Uh-huh. And she said his girlfriend is hot. She said his girlfriend is hot. So that was definitely pre-selection.
Men, I would argue it's the other way around. If I see a chick and she's with a lot of guys,
Oh,
I'm
yes.
like, ew, this bitch is a hoe.
But what if she's only with one guy?
Oh, then they want you.
Oh, for sure.
Because I have experienced
want
that.
you.
Oh,
it's like,
here
it's
we
not
go.
until I get in a relationship where they're like you're flocking.
I have a great example of
They
that.
want you, Phantom, but you want to know why? What they want you for?
What, when you with somebody?
Ass.
When a girl's with a guy, like why they want that girl?
Why?
So for bragging rights of saying I took that nigga's bitch.
Oh, there it is. There it is. He was speaking facts. Okay, let's go to Big K the Trucker. Welcome to chat privileges. At Big K the Trucker to welcome in the chat privileges. Street Fighter 88, welcome back to chat privileges. At Street Fighter 88 to welcome him back to chat privileges. Like, nigga, why'd you leave, man? Like, what's up? EP Signature with the $10 super chat. I don't know why my background music keeps playing. There it is. EP Signature with the $10 super chat says, in your opinion, why do I have to raise my level of masculinity to damn near hitting her to get her to understand that I'm the man, she's the woman, and we have roles to play? Oh, EP Signature. Oh, EP Signature. Look, I feel you, man. I feel you. If you have to raise your masculinity to the point of damn near putting your hands on a woman, you're with the wrong woman, fam. You're with the wrong woman. This is what you get. This is what you get when you're dealing with black women, EP. This is what you get when you're dealing with black women, EP. Listen, bruh, raise your standards, man. Raise your standards. And don't give me the white girls do it too. Yes, there are white girls out there that have those traits and that can drive you crazy like that, but not nearly at the same rate as black women. And there are a lot more white girls in this country than there are black women. Stop dating these kinds of women. The one thing about, dude, there's so many things about black women that make them undateable. But the one thing that makes them almost completely just unsalvageable is that the more masculinity you show, the more masculinity she shows. Nope. Get out of there. Get out of there. So in my opinion, why do you have to raise your level of masculinity to damn near putting your hands on her? Because black women don't respect black men. That's just how it is. That's how it is. Black women, unfortunately, black women, I have to be careful here. Black women only respect the kind of niggas that commit crimes against them. And I'll leave it at that. EP Signature, another $5 super chat. It says, speaking in terms of her being hyper-masculine. Yeah, absolutely. Quit dealing with bitches that are masculine, fam. Like, there are other options out there. And if your waves are as crispy as they are in your profile picture, you should not have any trouble slaying these snow bunnies. CigarMan85 with the $10 or $5 super chat says, Cisco remix 304 that thought, oh, that dress so scandalous, and you know a nigga just can't handle it. That dot. Baby. Geeky Anomaly $5 super chat says, such a waste with the neck and chest tattoos, like slapping a giant 69 sticker in Comic Sans on the hood of a Porsche. Wow. CigarMan85 $5 says, chest tattoos on women are just for men to know where to aim when they finish. I will sign off on that. King Life with the $2 super chat says, looks don't get you that far, especially in the NYC. Yeah, dude, there's hot girls all over fucking New York City, man. Hot girls all over New York City. Let's take a look at the let's take a look at this next I'm gonna ooh, wait a minute, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Let's go to the next video here. So the next video, let me make sure I get the right one, because this is actually a really, really good one. So he caught some bitch in a lie, I think. That was threesome talk. No, actually, this is it. The biggest lies you've been told to.
The
Here we
question
go.
here is, what is the biggest lie you were
Here we go.
indoctrinated to believe, and when did you discover it was a lie?
Oh boy, here we go.
So we can start.
Here we go.
That college is essential.
Okay. And when did you discover this and how?
I discovered it probably in high school when I realized how expensive college was, number one, because I wasn't doing that. I was smart because I knew I can get a scholarship. But at the same time, I just thought it was a waste of money because I see people at the time before social media and all that stuff really blew up. I graduated in 2011. So I was.
Wow, 10 years. All right.
All that stuff was just starting
What's your
to become.
bachelor's degree?
Oh, no.
High school.
High school.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit of college, but not much. I saw people becoming successful and doing things that I was about to go to school for. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not about to pay 20, 30 grand for this shit. And I see people literally doing this shit online.
Yeah.
Yes. And,
Yeah,
and if
real
I
talk.
just learn how to do it, I could do it too.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
Social media opened up a lot of people's
yep.
eyes. Okay.
Yes, it did.
So that college is a scam, and you figured it out
Yep.
once you graduated from high school.
Mhm.
Okay. What about you?
For me, I would have to say that being a good woman gets you wiped.
This bitch Shea Butter is gonna sit up here, and Shea Butter, she's cool people. Like I've met her a couple times, did a podcast with her, but she is gonna sit up here and say a lie that was told to her was when she thought that being a good woman gets you wife. What the fuck kind of shit is that? What are we doing? Let's listen in.
Or something along the lines of that.
Okay. Can you explain and what made you come to that? When you found that out, and then what made you come to that conclusion?
I found that out. I know people gonna clown me for this, but I found it out pretty early in my time. So like around 18, 17, I found that out.
So like I said, about 3 weeks ago.
I know that's way too young to even think about anything like that.
Yeah.
But we were about to get engaged 3 years later from us initially dating. So that's what I thought I was doing the right things by
Who
being.
broke it off?
It was mutual.
Translation, I broke it off. Myron delivers the shiv.
Okay, I don't really like to talk about this,
Stop
but
the cap.
Yeah,
I was in the
exactly.
Navy, so that played a huge fat part as to why we departed.
He was Navy too?
No, that's
Oh,
the
it's
thing.
just you.
Yeah, he was my high school boyfriend,
Okay.
but I went off to the Navy
Oh,
during our relationship.
that's it. That's it. Oh my God. Well, we already know why she ended the relationship. We already know why she was into the relationship. She was getting ran through. She's getting ran through by Navy niggas. That's what that was. She ended it, not him.
Relationship.
Okay, this is actually very common with military people.
Yeah.
Normally it's the other way around. The guy throws the shotgun wedding.
It was mutual, but it was mutual because of the distance, you know, like family and all that stuff. Like that played a very huge part. And plus the things that I would have to deal with.
Okay.
On deployments and stuff.
The things that I would have to deal with on deployments and stuff. Watch.
Things
watch
that
it.
I would
Watch
have
it.
to
Look, watch.
deal with.
Okay.
On deployments and stuff.
Yeah. Yep. That's the sausage. That's the sausage. She was getting dick down. Yep. King Life says Shay was a barracks girl. Yes, she was. JBlaze11 on the Sharpe stream side said passed around. Yes, sir. Yep. That's what happened. That's what happened, Shay.
But yeah, I don't really like to talk about it.
Well, here's the question.
The reason why she don't like to talk about it is because she was not a good woman. She wasn't wife material at that point. She wasn't doing what was necessary to become somebody's wife. She said that the lie that I was told was be a good woman and you get wifed. Sweetheart, you weren't a good... I'm not saying that she was a bad or terrible woman because I don't know what she got up to, but I have a pretty good idea, right? And I'll tell you this, girls that go off to the Navy and leave their boyfriends at home don't get wifed up. They just don't. That's not being a good woman. Boo. It's just not.
Question though, because I mean, you're saying being a good woman doesn't get you wifed. What were you doing as a good woman that you felt that you were deserved to get wifed?
That's a good question. I mean, I thought I was doing everything right by like, okay, so I was working 2 jobs.
Okay.
See, here we go. Well, I was working 2 jobs. Here we go. I'm trying to tell you guys, you can't. I tell women this all the time. You can't serve 2 gods, man.
You were in the fucking Navy. The fuck?
Yeah.
No, before I'm saying like before the Navy though, I was working 2 jobs. You know, like he was working his job, like you know, sometimes he needed some money, stuff like that.
He was hustling harder.
And I was just helping him out and stuff, you know. And on top of that, I was already cooking, stuff like that.
Yo, someone said you were getting packed down in the Navy.
Yes, sir.
Not really.
Were y'all?
Oh, there it is. Did you hear that? Watch what she says.
Said you were getting packed down in the Navy.
Listen.
Not really.
Not really. Shay, did you have sex with anybody while you were deployed? Not really. Translation.
Yep.
Of course she got piped down in the Navy. Look at her. And somebody in the chat said she'd be so much more attractive if she didn't have tattoos. Ay, ay, ay. Oh, dude, she is a waste. Oh, it's terrible. She's young, she's skinny, she's cute-ish. I mean, like, she's attractive, but the tattoos and she's a sweet girl, man. Like, she's not a bad person, man. But come on, man. Keep it a stack. Keep it a stack. This relationship was doomed from the start, bitch. You went off to the Navy. We know what, dude. We know these seamen. No pun intended. We know seamen be shooting seamen in these hoes. Come on now. Women never, ever, ever tell you the whole story. Never. They always leave something out. Always. You can see the girl next to her is like, bitch, you are capping.
Were y'all like?
Look at old girl in the middle. Watch. Look at old girl. Look at her's like, bitch. Don't even do that. See, she knows what's up. She know what's up.
Like,
Stop the cap.
Yep. Now that was Aaron doing the stop the cap.
Were you like on base and stuff?
Oh, she was active,
Shout out
all
to
right.
my ABEs.
So you didn't. So you are you still in right now?
No, I'm veteran.
Okay, so you got your
shout out to the
DD2.
veterans.
Yeah, my DD 214.
Yeah. So you got out. You did your 4 years. So and you were active. So y'all didn't see each other like that, did you?
I flew him out to Cali to see me once, but like
That's a no, Shay.
that was like
That's
that
a no.
followed the breakup, like probably like a couple months after that when I was like in Hawaii.
So wouldn't it? And I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
You're saying you were a good woman and all this other stuff,
I
but
thought I was.
Yeah.
Thought I was. There we go. The truth comes out.
okay,
You're
but
not.
like from a
Yeah, I
male
was young.
perspective, you know,
Oh, I was young. There's another excuse.
not being available to your man, being on the other side of the country, you know, not necessarily being there to fulfill. You fulfilled kind of a masculine role, not necessarily a feminine role, because you were supporting him, you were making money, and that all sounds great in theory, but like I said, we discussed before, like guys aren't really programmed to be like attracted and aroused by that. Like it's cool.
Yeah. It's nice.
I'm
It's
learning that
nice,
now.
But
I have a question. So
Yeah.
I have a theory. So guys really like bum ass girls.
Oh, here we
not
go.
that.
Here we go. See, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Women do this all the time, right? They make apex fallacies. Just because men of value don't want career women, military women, doesn't mean we want bum-ass girls, right? We say, your education doesn't mean anything to us. I'm a PhD. We don't give a fuck. Oh, so you want dumb bitches? No, bitch. That's not what we said. Nobody wants to be with a dumb bitch. But I'll tell you this. I'd rather be with a hot dumb bitch than a fat smart one. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you something else. I'd rather be with a bum-ass hot bitch than a fat-ass bitch who's balling. I'll tell you that. That's facts. Yep. That's facts. This is what women do all the time in these conversations. They have these conversations in bad faith. Wait a minute, so you're telling me, okay, you don't want fat bitches, so what, you want some skinny little thing? Nobody said that. We just don't want fat bitches. Just because we don't want fat bitches doesn't mean we want little twigs. No. Just because we don't want women with PhDs and degrees doesn't mean we want a dumb bitch. Stop it.
They want to feel needed.
Or just a
They
pretty
want to
face
feel
that could-
like they can do something for us.
it's not that. It's just that your money's irrelevant, and the more money
No, I'm
the
not
guy
talking about
makes.
money. I'm not talking about money. I'm just
Yeah.
saying because so with that theory in mind, because she was
You mean a bum mindset?
No, I'm just a bitch that don't got shit. Like you just said, she had the career. She went to the Navy. She was helping him out. She literally said she flew him out.
Yeah. She flew him out one time, and Navy is not a career if you only serve 4 years, sweetheart. Like, she wasn't a ballin' ass bitch. That was not a career. That was the Navy.
And so she was operating in a more masculine role.
Yeah.
So again, that I feel like that fuels my theory that men like bum ass girls.
That's cute. She just said she was fulfilling a masculine role. That does not fulfill your theory. She was fulfilling a masculine role. That's why she's not wifed. It's not that men want bum-ass bitches. We don't want masculine bitches. Come on.
I feel like they can build up opposed
Come
to one that
on.
looks a little
That
bit
already has
polished
their
over
shit
here.
together, yeah.
Well, so if she's not a little bit polished, she's a bum-ass bitch. This is all in bad faith.
Well, that nigga was probably like.
That's why I don't like to talk about it.
I'm just saying in general.
Because it
I'm
makes
saying
it
in general.
different.
But just generally speaking.
Let's peel the layer back.
Here we go. Here
There's
we
a
go.
reason why you don't like talking about it.
Yeah.
Because, guys, I hate
It puts
to say,
me under the radar when it comes to.
No,
things.
it's not that. There's a way bigger learning point here
Yeah.
than what you're not. It's for the audience to learn.
Okay.
Very good. And of course, they always leave us off on that cliffhanger, so that we go in and watch the rest. Asher James with another $2 super chat says, "Hit the like, fellas. Appreciate that very, very much." Lus does something with the 4.5 British pounds. Appreciate that very much. Appreciate the support, guys. Let's see. Where's another one? LOLZ. Lulz with the $10 super chat says, "Just had to say, it's my 3rd year RP'd today. Just started an $80,000 a year career, and I'm thankful for all the hard work I've put in to change. Sharpe is a hero." Look, man, I appreciate you. Giving me props, but I didn't do that for you. I just gave you the tools. You actually had to go off and do it, man. So Don DeMarco to you, man. Very good. I love hearing those stories, man. Love hearing those stories. That's the kind of stuff that makes me feel good about what I'm doing here. I answer your voicemail questions and close out the show right after this. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're back in 21. I'm extending my 55% off sale through the weekend. Get 55% off everything in my catalog this weekend only. All books and courses are 55% off all weekend long. How to master the game, how to build a quality woman from the ground up, and even womanese. Get on over to tsracademy.com and use promo code FLASH55 to get 55% off. Sale ends Sunday at midnight.
Bitch, get out of the way, 'cause I'm so lit. All this bond, baby, you chosen. If not, don't stay, you a nuisance. Bitch, get out my face. You flexing in a 96 Chevy. Baby, start running when the shit get heavy. Same chicks that'll let the crew get a hair messy. The same hoes eating prior as the ghost. Still got time for people
Welcome back to TSR Live, guys. Thanks for staying with us. We sincerely appreciate it. Again, we are simultaneously streaming to multiple platforms. Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, DLive, Rumble, and Sharpe Stream. We added Twitter back recently, so make sure you guys go over there and give me a follow at Don and Dev. Also, make sure you follow our new TikTok at Donovan and Devin. At Donovan and Devin. Be sure and check that out. You know, it's interesting. I do know that there is, like, I've never really had much of a following on Twitch or on TikTok, and I'm going to be getting some guidance there. So I'm looking forward to that. Be sure to join us tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, for the conclusion of my breakdown of the movie Hitch, starring Will Smith and Eva Mendes. I'll be breaking down the last half hour or so. I think that's how much we have left. You can watch for free live on the Sharpe Stream app. Just download it from the App Store or the Google Play Store. It is available for iOS or Android. If you want access to the first two breakdowns, I think it's over 4 hours total at this point so far. Become a Sharpe Stream member at sharpestream.com. If you want access to that and the podcast versions of my live screams without all of the small talk, become a patron at patreon.com/Donovan Sharpe. Patreon.com//Donovan Sharpe. Okay, let's get right into the voicemails. Our first caller is David from Houston, who wants to know if I've ever been in a fight. Let's take a listen.
Hey, this is David from Houston, Texas. Hey, Donovan, just curious. I know sometimes you have a little bit of you got some temper, man. I'm just curious. Have you ever, got into a fight in a bar or a public setting or something like that? I'm not judging, man. I'm just saying I have a temper myself sometimes. I was just thinking you're kind of the guy that I could see beating the shit out of somebody that messes with his woman or disrespects them or something like that. And I think that's kind of cool. Because you're we've got too many non-real men running around. You're the Fight Club type of guy. I'm not saying you're a criminal or anything like that. I'm just curious if you ever got into any fights. Like the Fight Club thing. How can you really know anything about yourself if you've never been in a fight? That type of thing. All right, man. Take care.
Yeah, thanks for the call, David. And yes, I have been in plenty of fights. And if I'm being honest, I've been in more fights than I'm willing to admit. So, yes. Also, yes, I do have a temper. But trust me when I tell you, David, there's nothing cool about getting hit in the face. Okay? There's nothing cool about getting arrested. There's definitely nothing cool about getting sued because you beat the tar out of somebody. Yes, it is very important to learn to defend yourself. Even though we as humans in this part of the world, we have very little to fear physically compared to other parts of the world. But allowing your temper to get the better of you to the point to where it leads to violence, that is a lose-lose situation. Now, thankfully, I have undergone anger management counseling successfully. I was in anger management for nearly 4 years, and it's completely changed my life. It really has. Do I get a little heated every now and again? Of course I do. I'm human. But at this point, I've learned to not only control my emotions, but to keep in mind just how much I have to lose. Right? At this point in my life, beating the crap out of someone isn't even close to losing what I've spent now almost 9 years building. Not even close. And I'm very, very proud of the fact that I've now gone 6, almost 7 years without so much as getting into even a verbal confrontation with anyone, much less throwing hands. Wow, it really has been that long. So look, man, I take tremendous pride in the fact that I've come this far. I've worked at it for a very, very long time, and it has had a very, very positive impact on my life in every conceivable way. So yes, David, I used to be a wild child, but the gift of time and introspection has changed that for good. When it comes down to it, listen, I'm too old to be getting hit in the face. I'm too old to be getting arrested, and I'm damn sure too old. I'm damn sure not going to, jeopardize my success by acting like the immature brat, that I used to. At this point, it's like I said, man, it's just not worth it. It really, really is not worth it. As a man, you have to have control of all of your faculties and your emotions and things of that nature. This was something that took me a long time to learn, but now that I've learned it, I'm in a much, much better place mentally and financially. So thanks for the call, David. Okay, let's go to caller number 2 by the name of Drake. Let's take a look and listen.
Donovan, this is Drake Shelton, the Southern Israelite. You mentioned me on your channel today. You were pretty butthurt that I've been trashing your ideology and refuting everything you believed your whole life, and I thought it was really funny. So how about this? Instead of you whining like a little girl without me being there to defend myself, how about you face me in a debate, red pill versus black pill? Southern Israelite, the top educator in the world, signing off. Peace.
Drake, you're a total fucking gangster, bro. You guys see why I talk about the fact that black pillars they live a miserable existence. They really, really do. Thanks for the call, Drake. No, I am going to respectfully decline your invitation to debate you. The tone of your voice and, of course, the sophomore name-calling. I mean, do we even call people butthurt anymore? Like, what is this, 2013? That tells me all I need to know about your intentions. You don't want to debate, Drake. You want to argue. And I don't argue with anybody, men or women. When it comes down to it, I'm not going to subject myself to people like you who have essentially given up on life and want to do nothing but complain about it and argue with the people you secretly envy. Now, if you'd like to meet up face-to-face in a studio somewhere, a neutral studio somewhere, and have an adult discussion, I'm 100% on board with that. I'm 100% on board with that. I find that people like you tend to be less, let's call it, boisterous when you're actually physically face-to-face in a discussion with another man, as you should be. People tend to be more respectful of others when they are in their physical presence, at least most people anyway. I could be wrong in assuming that you'd never debate me live and in studio, but I doubt it. In case I'm wrong, you know exactly where to find me. You know where to find me. Reach out. I'm more than happy to set this thing up. But if you've issued a debate challenge, no problem. If we do it, we're not doing it online, fam. We're gonna do it live, face to face. We'll stream it to YouTube. We'll do all that stuff. But I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this Sharpe. I'm not doing this. What is it? StreamYard debate. Not doing that. Not doing a StreamYard debate with you. No, I'm doing a face-to-face debate with you, if indeed you want to debate. Thanks for calling the show, man. I mean, hell, I'm glad you watched the show. All right, let's go to Beyond in North Carolina. Beyond in North Carolina.
Hey, Donovan Sharpe. It's Beyond, and I'm actually from North Carolina. I know you actually were there yourself for a few years, so a little bit of parallels there. Anyway, moving right along. So I was calling, and this question is actually in regards to my friend. We'll call him Omar. So him and I grew up, know each other for years, for over 10 plus years. And right now he proposed a question to me. He said, Beyond, I really want us to go to Thailand. So I said, yeah, I'm totally for that. And I'm totally down with going there. But the only problem is that he's actually currently in a cohabitating relationship with somebody else. Now, we're both the same age again. We're both 24. But he's like, man, I really want to see my options. I really want to see what's out there. And I really want to get my feet wet again. Now, granted, he still has sexual experience. But again, he's in a relationship right now. And he wants to know, should he go through with it? Is it worth the trouble? Is it worth having to navigate around something he already has? Or should he just leave it alone and just continue on the path he is right now with the girlfriend he has right now? So that's pretty much my question for you, Donovan. Again, I really appreciate all your work. Been a Patreon for a few months now, and you're doing a great job, and hope to hear from you soon. All right, thanks.
Cool. Yeah, thanks for the call, Beyond. And listen, I'm sorry you have to live in North Carolina. All jokes aside here, the solution is simple. Tell your buddy to do it. Tell him to tell his girlfriend that he is going to Thailand without her. If she has a problem with it, she can kick rocks. When it comes down to it, man, 24 is way, way, way too young for any man to be in a relationship with a woman, much less cohabitate with her. I have made this mistake at that age. I've stated before that a man needs to be at least 35 years old, and have smashed at least 35 women before he starts even entertaining thoughts of a relationship. What your buddy is suggesting, Beyond, is perfectly natural because even he knows that at the age of 24, he hasn't experienced nearly enough of life. Not only that, he's probably heard great things about Southeast Asia, more particularly their women. So he is curious to see if there are better options for him out there. So, look, man, tell your buddy to pack his bags and make the trip, dude. And it's going to be a little tougher for him to go because he is emotionally attached to his girlfriend, but he didn't mention this to you for no reason, okay? You need to make him understand that women like his girlfriend are one of a million, not one in a million. And you also need to let him know that if she gives him an ultimatum, as we're all assuming she probably will, that she is quite literally giving him permission to leave. Because if he doesn't leave, that relationship's ruined forever. He's never coming back from that. His girl will have lost all respect for him at that point. Good luck. Good luck with this, Beyond. I'd appreciate it if you would keep us posted on this. I greatly appreciate that. So, interesting situation. Interesting situation. It is what it is. It is what it is. And it's like, and I say this all the time, guys. It's easy for guys like us to say, "Oh, just leave her, bro." You know, because we're not emotionally attached. But by the same token, it still absolutely has to be done. Has to be done. You guys know exactly how that is. All right, so yeah, Dr. B84 says the pizza story is wild. Oh my God, you are not kidding. Geeky Anomaly says, what the fuck was that? Geeky Anomaly said, we're back in 21. Is that intentional? What do you mean, is that intentional? I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea at all. Dr. B says, whose mans is this? LOL says, dude sounded like a little bit. Yeah, he's dude. He's been like a mosquito bite on my ass for fucking 2 years. Your butt hurt. All right, whatever, dude. Whatever. I'm more than happy to debate him. I'm not afraid. I mean, I'll debate anybody, but I'm not doing this online. No way. Dude, we're doing that shit face to face. That way we can both. That way we can both speak. Because when you're online, people talk over each other and it hurts. Nope. No, man. No, Drake. If you want to debate, we're gonna do it live and in living color. Hell, we can do it. We can do it. Hell, man, I'll be up in New York City in a couple weeks. I'll be up in the NYC in a few weeks. So yeah, we can do this. We can do this good. Geeky Anomaly says low-key Don is the funniest Don. Yeah, I can be a little bit of a savage at one point in time. Fantastic show today, guys. Thank you very much for all of your support, all of your generosity, all of your super chats. Special thanks goes out to Will the Coldest, one of our bump tracks that we put on there. Also, special shout out goes to ProLib Entertainment for the other track, Melanin Skin. LOLZ says, what's that dude's channel? His channel is non-existent. His channel was taken down for harassment. It was taken down for harassment, and now he's got his panties in a bunch, and so it is what it is. There's no need to go over there and troll him. Trust me, life is hard enough for him. There's no need to kick the dude while he's down. It is what it is. Ay. That is going to do it for this, the 861st edition of TSR Live. And remember, guys, wrap up, call an Uber, and send that morning text. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. for the Hitch Breakdown. Have a good weekend. Take care.
She got that melanin skin. She got that melanin skin. She got that melanin skin. I ain't finna lie, but baby girl fine. She got some melanin in her, yeah. She got that melanin in her, she got that melanin skin. For all the ladies with melanin that's comfortable in their element. You a natural baby, that's evident. All the shade they throw your way is irrelevant. That shade you rock can be like medicine. Always on point, I respect your regimen. But you was bred to win, so you don't really gotta try. Other bitches style jack and wonder why. Cause they wanna be like you. They be buying booty that you grew natural. But they be trying to tan so they look like you. Trying to keep a man so they cook like you.